Hello, tubies. We are back. We are back with another episode of Practical Witchcraft. Please keep in mind that this is a collaboration between me and Solitary Luna, and you can always go down to the description to check out her video on the exact same subject, on the exact same day, pretty much at the exact same time, to see what her take is on this particular spell. Now, you're going to hear the outside world a lot, and you're going to see a little fuzzball walking around a lot, but that's because it's fucking hot in here. So, y'all going to have to deal with it. Today's topic is going to be a spell for retaining power. Basically, a battery spell. Now, in my opinion, there ain't no such thing, okay? Whenever we cast magic, whenever we do magic, it drains us a little bit. Even if we're asking the god or the goddess, the spirits, or the ancestors, or whatever for help, we still put a little bit of our own magical power, our own energy, and because energy cannot be created or destroyed, that energy is then transformed into the manifestation, if you will. Now, at the same time, we are losing that energy, so think of us like a cell phone. We do tend to get depleted. Now, the best way for you to regain that energy is to do something that replenishes it. So for example, I like to go for a walk in the woods because connecting with nature, connecting with earth, letting the sounds of the city go are pretty much how I regain my energy, regain my power, so that I can manifest what I need to manifest when I need to manifest it. But sometimes you can't get out to the woods or the beach or the park or out of your house, or maybe you're, I don't know, a prisoner in somebody's basement and they've allowed you to watch YouTube and you're watching this video and you're like, I have no energy to cast magical spells against my captor. If they're letting you watch YouTube, maybe you should open up a browser and like dial 911 or something. The point is that sometimes you're not able to get out to recharge your batteries. Maybe you're not a crystal witch. Maybe you don't like crystals. Maybe you don't like herbs. Maybe you don't like anything. I don't know what you're all about. But what I can tell you is that this little incense blend of 3 ingredients is what helps me when I feel depleted. Now, I do have another incense that works wonders, and it's called the Original 3, and it's patchouli and red sandalwood and peppermint. But in this case, I thought I would go looking for 3 different ingredients that would achieve the same thing. It's an incense that fills the air and allows you to relax, breathe, and feel the energy coming back to you. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a little bit of dragon's blood. Not a lot. I don't need a lot of this. Okay? I don't need a lot of this. The next thing is some mugwort. Dragon's blood is really great for speeding things up, but it's also really great for holding on to energy. Mugwort, because a lot of our magic happens in the subconscious, we let the magician's true will go from the subconscious into the conscious, and then through our hands or feet or however you put intentions in, it goes through and into the thing we're putting the intentions into, and it manifests out into the physical world. I've talked about the subconscious and the conscious before in relation to magical workings. I'm just going to put a little bit more dragon's blood in here. Now, there is no right or wrong way to do this. There's no exact measurements. There's none of that bullshit fuckery, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not about that. Witches are not about the fuckery. We are about what we need to do to get what we need done. Ain't no time for no fuckery. Okay, so the last thing is the ginger. And the ginger is really going to help to add energy to whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're doing a working. Okay, let's say you are really energetically depleted, you have no energy, you feel exhausted, you feel tired, like I do all the fucking time, and you need to do a working. Right? So let's say that you need to do, I don't know, a job spell or a road opener or something. You need something and it needs to be done now, but you don't have the energy. If you make a little bit of this incense, mugwort, dragon's blood, and ginger, it's going to help to give you that energy. Because you can draw the energy from this incense as it's burning. Okay? You can draw the energy and use that energy. You can, it's basically you're drawing on the power of air. Okay. But with this incense is adding that energy to the air. It is adding that energy to the air element so that you can draw from it and place it into your working. Now that is still going to drain you a little bit, so you know you wanna take some time before you're working. Really build up that energy, maybe burn some of this incense, dance around, party it up, you know, whatever you have to do, smoke a bowl, I don't give a fuck. Whatever it is that you have to do to get that energy going while this incense is burning, this incense is meant to help you get that energy going so that you can put that energy into your working, whatever it is. Okay, and that's basically how, you know, I would retain power or do a battery spell is I would use an incense. Now, for me personally, I believe that once you're drained, you're drained. Okay, I'm not saying that you can't become undrained. You can't plug yourself into a wall and then be like, I'm gonna charge back up. Because you can. And the way to do that is to, for me, it's to go out into nature. It's to get away from the hustle and the bustle of the city and all of that bullshit. So maybe for you, it's going for a swim or going for a run or going for a hike or going for a drive or fucking your partner. I don't know what it is for you, but you'd have to find that thing outside of magic where you can regain your energy, you know? Because, I mean, let's be realistic here. If you're sitting at the altar every single day casting spells and you're drained and you're just exhausted and you just feel like to be a real witch, you gotta be casting spells, you're going about it wrong. Very, very, very wrong. See, we know our limits, us witches. We know how much energy we can expend before we need to step back and relax. Witches are not always at the altar. Witches are not always casting spells. Witches are not always making incense. Witches are not always making oils. Witches are, sometimes a witch is too busy taking a shit to be fucking sitting at the altar, you know? So, I mean, realistically, there is no spell. There is no magical words, no special candle, no nothing you can do to regain that energy or retain that energy. It has to be done on the physical. Okay, it has to be done in the physical world. In the real world, you need to step away from the altar. Maybe you need to go binge Netflix for a while. Maybe you need to go out into nature for a while. Maybe you need to go masturbate for a month. I don't know what it is for you that regains you that energy. But if you are in a situation where you're like, I have no energy right now, but I need to cast the spell, then this incense may help you in gaining that energy, at least a little bit of it, for you to be able to do that spell. Okay? So I hope that this video has helped you, and I hope that you've learned something from it. Don't forget to go down and check out that description box to find the Lunar Wisdoms video on this exact same subject, where you can learn her take on it. Okay? So until next time, my fabulous, scabulous little Scoobies.